Good morning, afternoon, or evening. My name is Adam with the Theory, and welcome to another episode of Adam's Theory. All right. Now, we got a whole new series for you guys. All right. You guys had enough time to look over the 2024 Players Handbook. And yeah, we're going to go over it. All right. There's a lot of material to go over. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to be going over all the classes and subclasses. All right. Now, I'm not going to be out here talking to myself for a good 45 minutes to an hour going over the classes and subclasses in one video. So how we're going to do it, we're going to break it down for you. I'm going to do this video going to be on the class, and then the next video to follow is going to be the subclasses, and I'm going to go and give you my theory on all of them, okay? So we're going to start it off with the Barbarian. All right. My big boy over here, the tank. All right. So we're going to talk about that and talk about pretty much the changes in the Barbarian class and how do I feel about it, all right? So right now, pretty much you still got your D12, skill proficiencies, armor, equipment, all that's the same, blah, blah, blah. So we don't need to go over that, all right? Now, I am going to have to do a whole different video on the weapon masteries because they're a nice little flavor that they added for a lot of the martial classes that some of them I like and some of them are all right? So that's going to be a whole other video as well. So, but right now, pretty much you start with 2 weapon masteries, and pretty much you get a third one at level 4, and you end up with a 4th one at level 10, okay? So more than enough for you guys to, get your feet wet and diversify, make you, if you want to go and play with the great sword or maybe a great axe, you kind of rock with it. All depends upon your flavor and what you want to do with it, all right? So the first changes that they actually made to it was like with your rage, all right? So one thing they did with it is when you get a short rest. In fact, I'm going to read some of it to you. I'm not reading everything about it, okay? Because you guys should, get the book or, get it online for free and stuff, all right? So here's this. Let me see. Okay. You can enter your rage the number of times shown on your Barbarian level in the rage column of the Barbarian features table. You regain 1 expended use when you finish a short rest and regain all expended uses when you finish a long rest. So that is one of the changes they did to the rage, which I'm happy with, all right? Now, when I first started, I was like, man, I'm not going to go through all my 3 rages, before a long rest. But I do have a couple of DMs, my Smash Brother DMs, if you've been following my other videos, that they just like combat after combat after combat. And so being able to get one of your rages back on a short rest is a big thing because, let's just face it, a Barbarian without rage is just a very, very bad fighter. Okay, so that part I do like. All right. Same thing, your resistance of bludgeoning, piercing, slashing, nothing new over there. They did add some features to kind of keep your rage going. So pretty much with the rages, you got to go in, you got to hit some, you got to swing or take damage for your rage to, keep going. Got to have a reason to get mad. Now, they pretty much, there's 3 ways you could keep your rage. All right, one is to make an attack roll against the enemy, force an enemy to make a saving throw, and take a bonus action to extend your rage. To force an enemy to make a saving throw, I think that's pretty good. I think they actually changed the feature of how the grapple works, so I think they actually have to make a saving throw now, unless they still have it at the old ones where they just choose the acrobatics or athletics. So, but most of the time, you're going to be using your bonus action to extend your rage, so you don't have to go and tell the DM, if you didn't get hit, I'm going to bite myself, or I'm going to just keep slapping myself and everything to keep the rage going. So that way, I'm happy they did that. It was just what is it called? So pretty much it helps the game going and stuff like that, and you don't have to worry about constantly complaining to the DM about that. So that's a good thing with that. All right. Unarmored defense is the same. You want to get that con up and all, so that way pretty much You get your AC up. I think con is very important. I understand with a lot of my barbarian players, they want to go and they want to make sure they max out their strength. However, what I'm telling you is max out your con first, okay? You could, with a barbarian, you could get away with a +3 strength, okay? You want your con as high as you could because pretty much your con not only is helping you with your health, but also helping you with your AC. You are a barbarian. You are taking the blows so that way that puny wizard behind you don't have to, okay? So don't be afraid. Get that con up and everything. Don't be afraid of a little bit of blood, all right? Danger sense is still the same and stuff. So no really, I'm pretty sure you guys, if you're watching this video, you already know what it does. But if you don't, danger sense is pretty much, if you got to make a deck save because you see a trap or you're in danger, you have advantage on it, okay? If you see a trap and they do a fireball, lightning bolt, you automatically got advantage on your deck saves. Very, very helpful for your barbarians just to make sure you don't take any unnecessary damage because you are a barbarian. You are going to get hit a lot, okay? So then, of course, you got your reckless attack. You don't care about anything. You just want to go and make sure the person that you're fighting hurts. So you got to declare it first. That's the thing people they mess up with that, okay? You got to make sure that you declare that you're doing a reckless attack on your first attack. You can't attack first, then try to go do reckless the second time. That doesn't work that way, all right? Now, of course, if you do reckless, that means everybody got advantage on you as well. So like I said, you're going to be taking a lot of hits. But they did add a little bit of flavor to this reckless attack to the barbarian class, and I'm going to be going over that a little bit later. Level 3 is the same. You get your barbarian subclasses, the subclass videos I'm going to be talking about later. Now, another feature that they added at level 3 is your primal knowledge, okay? So pretty much, in addition, while your rage is active, you could channel your primal powers when you attempt a certain task. When you make an ability check using one of the following skills, you can make it as a strength check, even if it normally uses a different ability. Acrobatics, intimidation, perception, stealth, or survival. All right, so I understand why they did it, okay? Because as a barbarian, a lot of people was complaining about that. Well, if I'm not hitting anything, then I'm not doing anything as a barbarian. So people kind of complained about that, and I get that. So they wanted to add, pretty much give the barbarian something to do. So while you're raging, but more than likely you're not going to be doing no perception check while you're raging and stuff. But pretty much you could use one of your rages to go make a check using strength. So, and strength is going to be your strongest stat next to con. So I can understand why they want them to do it. Now, I guess flavor-wise and role play, I don't know how it's going to work. It's like, I'm so mad, I'm going to stealth. All right, I'm so mad. Now, granted, I understand with the intimidation, and you want to go and use your strength to intimidate somebody, okay? I mean, I could kind of find some ways to make how I'm using my rage to do something crazy with my acrobatics and stuff. The stealth, the survival, So that part I'm not too sure. So, that's why I'm going to ask, the many viewers of the Adams Theory channel, how would you flavor this to actually use this primal knowledge feature? I mean, I want to know because honestly, I don't know how I'm going to do it. So please give me some advice on that. All right. Level 4 is your ability score improvement. Nothing new there. You could get your, raise your stats or get yourself a feat, which they got a lot of feats where, man, I'm going to have to do a video on that too. All right. Going on. Level 5, extra attack, nothing new there. Boom, boom. Also at level 5, you get your fast movement. If you're not wearing heavy armor, your speed increases by a whole 10 feet. That's always good because you want to make sure that you want to get to the person that needs this butt whipping. All right. Level 7 is your feral instincts. I ain't gonna lie, people that know me and played with me when I was playing a barbarian, I crapped on this ability for a while. I thought having initiative, having advantage on your initiative rolls wasn't that, great. But the more I used it, man, it definitely came in handy because when you're the barbarian, you kind of want to be able to go first so that way you can activate that rage. So that way you got your resistance to, the primary 3 types of damage. So I like this. I like this feature. All right. Also, you got a level 7, the incentive pounce. As part of your bonus action, you can enter your rage and you can move up to half your speed. All right, like I said, more ways to kind of get to the target and make sure you put in that beating on it. So I like it. I like it a lot. All right, now this is the biggest change here, okay? At level 9, the brutal strikes. So in 2014, pretty much, I think the brutal strikes, or I think they called it brutal critical, was pretty much if you get a crit, you roll another dice, which a lot of people like playing with half orcs and everything because they automatically get it. So pretty much you can keep rolling those dice, boom, boom, get a lot of damage with it. And yeah, and also use that great axe to get that D12. But you only use that feature if you crit. So I mean, you're not always going to crit. I mean, you'll be lucky to get one crit in the game. If you get more, even better. But most of the times, you're not using that feature. So they changed it up, and I kind of like it, all right? So if you use your reckless attack that gives you advantage on the attack, you can go and say, you know what? I don't even want the advantage, all right? And you forego the advantage of the attack. And if you hit, you get one of the features of these brutal strikes, okay? Now, one thing is that you can't already have disadvantage of it, okay? So you have to have, pretty much advantage or pretty much just a normal roll with this if you're trying to use this feature, okay? So the person's going to take an extra D10 of damage, which is great, but that's not the big point about it, all right? The D10, no one really cares about that. It's these other features with it. So you get 2 of these brutal strikes options at level 9, all right? You got the forceful blow. The target is pushed 15 feet straight away from you. You can then move to halve your speed straight towards the target without provoking opportunity attacks, which is great. Now, I am going to go over this when I do my weapon mastery video, but this feature, I want to know if this feature stacks up if you was to take the Warhammer. And I think Warhammer with the weapon mastery, you could kind of push somebody, I think 10 to 15 feet. So I want to know if that stacks with this, because if it does, that's 25 to 30 feet. That's hey man, you pushing people all over the place. I want to know if that does stack. If you know the answer to that, please let me know. I would love to hear that. All right. All right, the next feature is your hamstring blow. The target speed is reduced by 15 feet until the start of the next turn, and they can only be, affected by one hamstring blow at a time. You're not going to be using this. I mean, there may be some situations, but if you got a choice in the matter, forceful blow is just a lot better, but it's not the best, and I'm going to be going over that a little bit later on. All right, relentless rage, still the same, and I will go and say this. If you're the barbarian, if you got to use this feature, it's already bad. It's bad for everybody, all right? But pretty much with the Relentless Rage, if you're going down, you got to make a DC 10 con save, which more than likely you are going to make unless it's just your unlucky day. And pretty much you get back to, let me see. If you succeed, your hit points instead change to the number twice your barbarian level. Oh man, they did change it. Okay, they actually made this better because I think in the previous version you just get to like 1 hit point. All right, which you're gonna go down regardless. But with this, you're doing at 11, and it says twice your barbarian level. So as soon as you get this and you use this feature, you're going back to at least 22. All right, at least. So that's actually pretty good. It actually makes me want my barbarian to get his butt kicked to use this feature because I think that's a big thing. So I take that back. They made Relentless Rage better. I'm loving what they're doing with the barbarian. I'm loving this so far. Give me more. All right, level 13. You get an improved brutal strike. All right, so now they give you 2 more options, okay? The first one, staggering blow. The target has disadvantage on the next saving throw it makes, and it can't make opportunity attacks until the start of your next turn. Let me say that again, all right? The target has disadvantage of the next saving throw it makes. Your wizard, your casters, they're going to love you, all right? They are going to love you with this, okay? Because this improved brutal strike is going to make you the ultimate mage slayer. You find whoever's casting those spells, boom, just walk up to them, boom. That's all you got to do. Hit them, show them, make their head hurt. That's a good feature. That's the This staggering blow, you're going to be using this all the time. Once you at level 13, you're going to be using that. The others are cool, but that's the one you're going to use. All right. Then you got the stuttering blow. Before the start of your next turn, the attack roll made by another creature against the target gains +5 bonus to the roll. Okay. That's cool. It's good if you got like, if I got a rogue in the party and I want to make sure this rogue actually hits and does a sneak attack, I could go do that. But the staggering blow is just so good. That's going to be your bread and butter. So as of right now, staggering blow and that forceful blow, those are the blows you're going to want to blow. All right. Then after that, you got 15 persistent rage. When you roll initiative, you regain all uses of your rage. Oh my God, all uses of the rage? Hey man, they're making sure that the barbarian's always mad, okay? He's hawking out. I like this. I like this feature a lot. Let me see what else they got. All right. After you regain the use of the rage this way, you can't use it again until you finish a long rest. Totally understandable. In addition to your rage is so fierce that it now lasts 10 minutes without needing to do anything to extend the form round to round. All right, so pretty much your rage, you're just raging. You don't got to use those bonus action. You don't got to get hit. You just 10 minutes, you're just walking around just mad. Like, I'm just mad at everything. You're the ultimate hater as this barbarian, and I freaking love it. All right, level 17, you got the improved brutal strike. So now the extra damage to the brutal strike is 2d10s, which is good, but that's not the important part of it. All right. In addition, you can use 2 brutal strike effects now. So as I said before, when it comes to these brutal strikes, you're using the staggering blow and the forceful blow. Those are the blows I like to blow. All right. But if you want to switch it up, you can. But honestly, those are my 2 favorite blows. Okay. If you like another blow, tell me. Tell Adam what blows you like. All right. 18. You got. All right. 18. Nothing too bad. And all right, let me see. Yeah, nothing too. I don't even want to talk about number 18 and everything because most of the time you're not going to use it. 19 is your boon. Level 20, they still got the Primal Champion, which it's okay. I mean, you know, your strength and constitution score increased by 4 with the maximum now of 25. It's great for your con because you don't got a lot of stuff in the game that can raise your con. And raising your con as a barbarian also raises your AC, so I get that. But the strength, more than likely, if you're at level 20, more than likely you found, your DM is going to hook you up with the belt of some cloud giant strength and everything. So you don't really need it, but it's nice to have. All right. So I ain't gonna lie, man. I'm loving these changes with the barbarian. I am liking it. The brutal strikes. It's called brutal strike. Yeah, the brutal strikes. They add a certain level of flavor to the barbarian that it needed. Okay, the barbarian is still a very simple class for a beginner player to learn, which is definitely needed. However, they added just a little bit of extra things, extra spice, something to make it beautiful, to show some love. Okay, so I definitely do like it. All right, I don't really at first, not losing out on those brutal criticals sucked, but as I said, it was a feature that you didn't really get a chance to use a lot of. But now I don't have to worry about that. I could kind of use the brutal strikes. I like also what they're doing, something with the reckless, like everything. With the barbarian, with a grade of 1 to 5, and a 5 being the best, I'm going to have to give this barbarian class a 5. I'm loving it. I am loving the barbarian class as itself. All right. So as I said, in the next video, I'm going to go through all the subclasses of the barbarians, and I'm going to give a grade of 1 through 5 of which one that I like and which one is doo-doo. All right. So once again, I'd like to thank you all for watching this video. Please tell me what you guys think about the barbarian class. Is it something that you like? Is it something that you don't? What change? And if you don't like it, why? Please, I'm always in the comments having a discussion with you all about it. So thank you very much for the love. Appreciate it. Mwah. All right, keep going. Can't get out the thing. Bye.